Hello, and I have no idea why my camera is so freaking dark all the time. I just turned up the brightness to like 9% or something. Somewhere around there. And it's still dark. No, face it this way, face it that way. There's not as dark, I guess. Will it stay there? Not well, no. Well! This is the angle you're getting, I guess. So, the last chapter of Numbers has something pretty big. Women getting inheritance. Which wasn't really a thing in the ancient Near East. Unless they were married. Then they could get inheritance, like in Egypt. But what Numbers chapter 36 does is something different. If a man only has girls and no boys, his daughters still get their inheritance if they're married or not. Marriage does not matter. They get their father's inheritance. In Egypt, you need to get married to get your husband's inheritance, otherwise you're screwed. So this, if they get their inheritance, their father's inheritance, even though they are girls and not boys. And it's a very, very big difference. Or direct view? Yeah. Very big difference between them and Egypt. Where, yeah, of course, there is only a small catch. They may, as long as they marry within their tribal clan of their father. That's it. That's the only catch. They don't have to be married when their father dies, though. So once daddy dies, and he only has the girls get his property and all his stuff. Just like a son would, a boy would. And then, because it literally says, then they can marry, they can marry anyone they please, as long as they marry within the tribe of their clan's father. Yes. And this is referring to this instance. And this likely means, in this instance, they're not married yet. Why else specify? Or just specify just in case. Maybe some were, some weren't. But yeah, in this case, which is revolutionary for the time, by the way, revolutionary, a girl gets treated just like a boy. Why not more revolutionary? Because progress takes time. People don't like that, but it does. So Numbers chapter 36 is revolutionary. If the Bible was this book of keeping women down and keeping them oppressed and all this stuff, this chapter wouldn't exist at all. It would go to the father's brother. Yes. So no tribal inheritance is a cross tribe for tribe. Every Israelite shall keep tribal land in their inherited from their forefathers, because that just would cause tribal squabbles, which are very common back then. Yes, and if they didn't have daughters and didn't have any kids at all, it goes to their brothers and so on. And the closest male relative from there. Yes. And they can marry anyone they please. No arranged marriages. None. Notice that too. Anyone they please. So it's not like, oh, I don't have any boys, but I really would like this guy to become my inheritor, so I'm going to marry my daughter off to that guy. Nope. No. Every once in a while, dies like, hey, you have to come marry me. And then I was like, no. Yeah, no, that is not happening. Just to get your inheritance into who you want. No. Yes, and this is a problem that the daughters, one of which was named Noah, came up with and brought to Noah. Moses, there. Yeah, so revolutionary, entirely unheard of in the ancient world altogether, and is honestly a step forward into what we see today. And now, it doesn't really matter the gender of the kid. They have inheritance rights. As long as they have a will. Yeah. That's something I think we kind of went backwards on. Sort of, maybe not exactly, but just like, oh, you didn't have a will, that means the government takes everything. Questionable. But yeah. It's revolutionary what just happened here. It never gets undone, and this is a direct command from the Lord. Because then at the Lord's command, Moses gave this order to the Israelites. So this is directly from God himself. Yeah, what the tribe of the descendants of Joseph is saying is right, correct, a good thing, because it is. So no, the Bible is not sexist. You're most likely just misinterpreting something. And that's okay. People do that from time to time. A sexist book wouldn't have this in it. Also, think about, just a little thing to think about. A woman can inherit her father's stuff and everything a father has and pass it on to her kids. If we go to Luke's Gospel, people say that Luke's genealogy is the genealogy of Mary, which, yes, it is. And when it says the father of Joseph, it means the father-in-law. Yes. So in other words, this genealogy of Jesus is showing that, yes, even if Joseph isn't his father, which technically not, even like the rules of adoptions don't apply, Jesus still inherits every bit of David's kingdom. Still is the descendant of David. And the stuff of the father from his mom's side. It's still a descendant of David. Still an inheritor. Still in the line. And also proves that Mary either only had sisters, but yeah, she had a sister. Oh, she was the only child. Yeah, no, she wasn't. She had Martha. Yeah. Otherwise, this line wouldn't be mentioned, because Mary wouldn't have been inheriting anything. And Joseph wouldn't be coming in and marrying Mary and joining the two inheritances together. It wouldn't become the son of Hela. Mary's brother would. Yeah. Didn't think of that, did you? No. Why is it so freaking dark? Anyway, one more information about the tribes, the genealogies of Jesus, ancient Egypt and Bible. I've done some live streams where we answered questions about this. Anyway, any other questions? Go to his channel on Fridays, does a live stream, or yeah. Also does a live stream earlier in the day. And you can ask questions and get answers. That is all for now. See you next time where we start Deuteronomy. Ah yes, the book of Numbers. Proving that God got his people through the wilderness. And did bring them to the promised land. See you next time.